Right now is the best time in history to be making content. It is a generational opportunity. So in this video, I'm gonna walk through the full guide for how to actually grow on social media. And this is what I personally used to go from 0 to 1 million followers in just 2 years. It completely changed my life. Now, to grow on social media, you really only have to do 3 things. The first one, make valuable videos for a single audience avatar consistently for 12 months. Second, get a healthy percentage of new viewers to go down the fan funnel and become superfans. And third, activate the social algorithms to work for you, essentially turning them on so they turbocharge your growth automatically. That's it. That's all you have to do. Make valuable videos, convert strangers into superfans, and then hack the algorithm so it makes you grow faster. If you can do all 3 of these things for just 12 months, you will grow bigger and faster than you can possibly imagine. Now, obviously, that is super high level. So let's go down the rabbit hole for each one, and I'll tell you exactly what to do and how to do it. But I will warn you, this is gonna sound way different than any other social media growth playbook that you've ever heard. Because I'm not like the others. I approach this stuff like a content engineer. My only goal is to build viral machines. So if you want to build a system that puts time in one side and gets millions of views out the other, this is exactly how you do it. Okay, so the first piece is to make valuable videos for a single audience avatar consistently for 12 months. Now, there are 4 components here. Number 1, make valuable videos. Number 2, single audience avatar. Number 3, consistently, and number 4, for 12 months. So let's go through each one and break down exactly how to win at every step. Okay, let's take the first one, make valuable videos. Well, this breaks down into 2 things, valuable and videos. Let's start with a simple one first, videos. So why videos and not text, images, live streams, or any other content format? And the answer is simple. Right now, video has the highest ROI on time compared to any other content medium. So for every 1 hour you spend making video, you'll get the most growth back out. And this is because video is the richest form of media and the quickest vehicle to build max trust. And with video, the viewer just gets more information per unit consumed. That's why it works. It's the same reason why you feel so much more connected to someone after a FaceTime than just a voice call or text. And video is the fastest growing content category. Every single social platform is pivoting to maximize for video. Instagram is going all in with short form video on Reels. LinkedIn just launched short form video. X is launching short form video. TikTok is obviously video. YouTube has been doing video for decades. It's pretty simple. To grow fast on social media, you need to be making video. Now with video, you have 2 options, short form or long form. And I'm not gonna dive into the short form versus long form debate here. I've detailed that in many other videos on my channel. But the short answer is, for most people, it's much easier to start with short form, learn content fundamentals, build social proof, invest, get cash flow out, and then use those resources to scale long form once you've got short form mastered. This is the order of operations that I did, and to be honest, I would have failed if I did it in the reverse and started with YouTube. Now, if you want help with short form video, everything from ideas to strategy to storytelling to editing, I have a free short form community with over 12,000 creators and entrepreneurs. It's called Wavy World, and I got an invite link for you in the description. Okay, so the other piece of this first step was valuable. You need to make valuable videos. But what does valuable really mean? Valuable means either interesting or helpful to your specific audience. So let's also break those things down, interesting and helpful. Now, interesting is typically something that someone hasn't come across before, but they find compelling. Usually it invokes curiosity. So for example, if I told you that all grapes originated from Antarctica and you cared about fruit, you would find that pretty interesting because you probably haven't heard it before. But if I told you most grapes are purple, well, that's not really that interesting because almost everybody has heard that. So interesting really means uncommon or different or unique to your specific audience in a way that intrigues them. Usually it comes from some kind of information or set of facts. Now, the other side of valuable is useful. And useful is something that can be applied directly to solve a problem. So if I tell you you could save 20% on your taxes with this specific strategy, well, that's super useful. It might also be interesting if you care about taxes, but even if you don't, it's for sure useful. But if I told you that every $5 bill has Abe Lincoln on the face, well, that's not that useful to you. If you care about money or currency, you may think it's interesting, but it's really not that useful. So useful trumps interesting, but they can both lead to valuable. And the most valuable stuff is usually both useful and interesting. To win on social media, you need to make valuable videos. Okay, so the next question is, where do valuable video ideas come from? Valuable ideas really come from 3 places. Lived experience, so you saw something in your field that you could relay back to others. breaking news, so you've come across something brand new in the field, or hidden gems. You've researched and uncovered something that most people don't know. This is why content ideas and the process of idea mining is so important to winning on social media. If you don't have any lived experience, you don't know how to find hidden gems, and you can't curate breaking news, chances are your content ideas are probably not interesting or useful, and therefore they're not that valuable. If you make videos but they aren't that valuable, you're probably not gonna grow because you're just adding noise to the already vast static of the internet. Now, if coming up with these valuable video ideas is something that you struggle with, let me know in the comments and I'll make a separate video fully dedicated to ideas and idea mining. Okay, so as a reminder to reorient us, we are on the step 1 of 3 in the social media growth playbook. And step 1 is make valuable videos for a single audience avatar consistently for 12 months. So we just covered make valuable videos and exactly how to do that. The next step is single audience avatar. And this breaks down into single and audience avatar. And this piece is so critical to get right. Let's start with the easy one, which is single. Once you've identified an ideal audience avatar or an ideal viewer avatar, single means you need to stick with just serving them, that one single audience persona. The tighter you can serve just them, the easier it will be to trigger on the algorithm to help you. And I'm gonna get to that in a bit later. But just know you need to pick an audience avatar and then stick with that single one. The super common framing of you are the niche, where you serve multiple audience avatars and you are the common thread, yeah, that's nonsense. Throw that idea out completely. That does not work in this era if you actually want to grow. That was a huge mistake I made and a common mistake for many beginners. A single audience avatar served with high precision consistently is what you want. All right, now let's get to the other piece, which is the audience avatar. The audience avatar is basically the who. Who are you making these videos for? It's really important that you define this avatar super deeply and then pick one that you could stick with for a while. And it makes sense why this is so important. It's really hard to pick video ideas that are useful or interesting when you have no idea who you're trying to make them useful or interesting to. So there are 2 key criteria factors that must be true when you're picking your ideal audience avatar. The first one is that you are confident that you can make at least 100 videos serving and talking to this audience avatar. And this is critical because it will help with forced skill development. The second one is that you genuinely enjoy thinking about and talking about this category. And this will help with consistency and longevity. As a bonus, if this audience avatar is something that you've previously identified with, that's just an extra tailwind that's signaling you should pick it. The key here is not actually which avatar group you pick. It's that you just pick one and stay disciplined enough to not stray away from it for a long time. And this is the funny thing about social media. The reason it's so lucrative to build a personal brand and content authority is because almost nobody can stay disciplined enough to service the same audience for a long enough time for it to start working. Okay, so now we've covered most of the first step in the playbook. Make valuable videos for a single audience avatar consistently for 12 months. The last 2 pieces are consistently and 12 months, so let's just break those down quickly. Consistently means you're posting at least 3 to 5 shorts or 1 YouTube video per week. And if you've tried growing on social media before, you've probably heard all the gurus harping on consistency and why is it so important. But really, if we dive in, what makes consistency so valuable? There's 3 things. For one, consistency is the forcing function of skill development for you. If you're good at finding valuable video ideas, but you're bad at the craft of making videos, script writing, storytelling, editing, packaging, the only way to improve those skills is with reps. And forced consistency makes you take more reps sooner to drive that growth faster. Secondly, consistency signals to your earliest fan adopters that your channel is worth coming back to because you're constantly dripping value. So it's not just a helpful forcing function to build your skills, it's actually building a habit for your viewers. It's like this: if there's an elephant in the desert and they see a watering hole, they get water the first day and they're happy. The second day, they're going right back to that watering hole. And if there's still water there, they're gonna keep coming back over and over. It builds the habit. But if they go back the second day or the third day and there's no water, eventually they start doubting that value will be there and they stop visiting again. It's the same thing with content and consistency. Now, the third piece of consistency is that it trains the algorithm on the platform that you are a power producer of content. And they begin to boost you more over time, rewarding that streak. So these 3 things is what I call the triangle of consistency. It helps you, it helps the viewer, and it helps the algorithm connect you with the viewer. So it's really important that you hit this minimum rep threshold consistently. And if you don't stick to that consistency, your production, your operation will eventually fall off and go to zero. Okay, the last piece in the first step is 12 months. If you make 3 to 5 short form videos or 1 YouTube video every week, your life will change in 12 months. That's 250 shorts or 50 YouTube videos. And typically, it doesn't take 12 months. Usually just 2 to 3 months to see your first hit, especially with short form. And once you have your first hit, you'll likely stick to it and keep going because you'll realize the effort is paying off. I find 12 months is a helpful milestone because it anchors in your psychology that it's going to take a long time, but it still feels achievable, something you can hit. So there you have it, the first step in the playbook. Make valuable videos for a single audience avatar consistently for 12 months. Now, obviously, doing this consistently, making the videos, getting yourself going, that's obviously the hard part. But if you can get yourself moving and get that ball rolling, I guarantee in 12 months, your life will change. And my entire channel is fully dedicated to helping you do this faster for free. And I'm doing this because I hated the feeling of being lost myself. And I wish there was a playbook like this that I could have just followed and won. And so I'm giving this away for free. The pie of opportunity on the internet is so big that every single person watching this could be a millionaire if they wanted to. So this is why I make these videos. And again, if you're trying to do this and really take this seriously, there's so much free stuff in the description. Make sure to check that out. Okay, let's move on to step number 2. And as a reminder, step 2 is to get a healthy percentage of those viewers down the fan funnel and convert into super fans. So for part 1, we were really focused on the positioning, who we're making videos for, the medium, the fact that we're making videos themselves, the messaging, how to create valuable videos, and the process, why consistency matters so much. These are all important pieces to get on-target viewers to pay attention to our stuff in the first place. Now, the next piece is to do whatever we can to convert those first-time viewers into superfans. And superfans are how you actually grow on social media because they become amplification engines for you. When you turn a follower into a superfan, it's basically like turning on this mini growth engine because they share all your stuff. And getting a bunch of superfans builds this amplification network effect. That's how you're really gonna grow. So let's break down step 2 just like we did with step 1. We're trying to get a healthy percentage of viewers down the fan funnel and to turn into superfans. So there are 3 components with this: a healthy percentage, down the fan funnel, and into superfans. Okay, let's take each one. We're gonna start with the fan funnel. The fan funnel is a series of stages that people go through from stranger to superfan. They start out as a first-time viewer, and this is their very first exposure point with you. All fans, no matter how deep their fandom goes or where they end up, they all start as a first-time viewer. Next, they become a casual watcher, and this is where they see a couple things from you, but they're still not sure if they should follow or not. They begin to build recognition of your face and your brand, but they're still subconsciously deciding. After that, they become a new follower, and this is the first time where they press that follow or subscribe button, and you have a chance to earn their super fandom. And this is their very first opt-in moment. They're opting in to look at your stuff more actively. After new followers, some of those turn into growing fans. And this is where they've watched a bunch of your stuff, they've commented once or twice, they've followed, and subconsciously, they've identified they're starting to like you and your content. When you start to feel momentum growing on your channels for the first time, it's because you've finally started converting some of those first-time viewers into growing fans. And you'll start noticing the same names are showing up in the comments over and over and over. Now, from growing fans, some continue and evolve into active supporters. The difference between growing fans and active supporters is that active supporters will go out of their way to find your latest content, and they're gonna DM you occasionally. They usually do not miss when you post, and they are silently rooting for you behind the scenes. Usually when you have somebody become an active supporter, you are one of their favorite follows in the category. I call this category fandom. Now, the last step of the funnel is superfan. And these are the best people. They're the people that share your stuff consistently. They're fighting for you in the comments. They're DMing you all the time. They are your most active fans. And if they're a superfan, you are one of their favorite creators across all of social media. This is what I call peak fandom. Now, if you want to grow on social media, you ideally want as many active supporters and superfans as you can get. And this is because those are the people that constantly share, watch, like, and comment. Shares help bring new eyes to the channel directly. Comments, views, and likes help signal to the algorithm to bring new eyes to the channel mechanically. Now, I'm gonna break down the 5 tactical tips that you can get more people into the top of the fan funnel and progress them through faster. And this whole process of advancing through the fan funnel is a framework that I call content minutes. For each section of the funnel, you basically need to get each person to consume a certain number of minutes of your content. Think of them literally like 1-minute blocks of active watch time. So for example, to get somebody from a stranger to a first-time viewer, that only takes 1 content minute. Then maybe to get them from a first-time viewer to a casual watcher, it might take 5 content minutes. And this could be 5 short form videos or maybe a third of a YouTube video, and so on. Super fandom usually takes hours of content consumed. And by making content, you're basically creating new content units that strangers and first-time viewers can eat up as they ascend through the funnel faster. It's basically like Pac-Man eating dots and growing bigger. And the more units you create and the more units you've created in the past, the more potential inventory of content minutes that exist to help people go down faster. When you're first starting out, it's hard to instantly mint superfans. And the reason is because you haven't created enough potential content units for them to consume and go down the funnel. So here are 5 tactical ways to increase the number of people that come to that funnel and the speed that they can go down. If you want to bring a ton of new first-time viewers into the funnel without relying on posting new content, the best strategy for this is the external comment strategy. You want to find 10 to 20 massive creators in your space. Turn post notifications on for all of them, and then be one of the first 5 people to comment anytime they post a new video. And when you comment, you want to leave as high value and as in-depth of a comment as possible. And by doing this, it will kind of act like a barnacle on a whale. If their video gets millions of views, your comment will get thousands to tens of thousands of views because it's pushed so highly in the feed. And this means that dozens to hundreds of people will click through your profile just based on that comment. As a new creator, this is a guaranteed growth strategy, and honestly, a must-do if you're trying to get off the ground. Okay, the second tactic to convert more of the first-time viewers into new followers is to have your bios optimized. If somebody stumbled across one of your videos for the first time and they liked it, give them a reason to want to follow you. And the easiest way to do that is by optimizing your bio. The first thing you want to do is have a happy, smiling profile picture. You want to pin the best content you've made, and then for your bio, you want to use a 3-line system. The first line is purpose. How are you helping who with what? The second line is proof. What have you done to signal that they should trust your opinion? And the third is path. Give them a call to action to help continue in a deeper form. A link, a newsletter, an email lead magnet. Personally, I also think on Instagram, having well-designed video covers makes a huge difference. People hit the profile and scroll down, and if you can have an aesthetic look, they will increase credibility as they look at your profile. Another super helpful tactic for bringing people down the fan funnel is to publicly reply to all of the comments on your own videos. And you also want to respond to all of the DMs you get privately. Do this as much as you can, as often as you can, and as in-depth as you can. And this helps you in 2 ways. First, psychologically, people like being heard and acknowledged that their opinion mattered. When you respond to their comment, this creates a dopamine hit and they want to root for you more. Just one comment reply could trigger hundreds of views and shares down the line. The second reason comments matter is because they actually provide more surface area for content minutes. Because people love reading the comments. The more value you put into them, the more there is to read and learn and teach, and people will spend longer on the comments. If they spent 1 minute watching your video, but 5 minutes reading the comments, that's actually 6 content minutes, not just 1. All right, the last tactical tip for accelerating how many new fans get down that fan funnel is by building a binge bank. A binge bank is just a ton of high quality content around a topic dedicated for somebody to binge once they find the first one. You want to give them a rabbit hole so they can plunge down into it and ascend down the funnel in a single session. If each video is 1 content minute, then they may peel off 10 to 20 minutes in a single session, and that happens because of the binge bank. Okay, the final step is to activate the social algorithms to work for you. So we've talked about making the videos, who to make them for, and how to actually activate viewers down the fan funnel into superfans. But the final piece is just the rocket fuel, and that's to turn the algorithm into a helper. If you help the algos will help you. Now, I've covered the social algorithms a ton in other videos, but as a summary, this is all that matters. Social platforms have one job: increase user minutes on the platform. The more user minutes, the more ad revenue. It's that simple. Now, there are 2 sides of this that the algorithm has to figure out. What content does the viewer actually want next? And what content will you actually make next? If it has a high confidence that you will make a certain type of content and that content is what the viewers want to watch, it will show your stuff to a lot of those viewers. If it doesn't have confidence that your stuff will be consistent or that those viewers will want to see it, then it's not going to show it to a lot of those viewers. It's that simple. And I call this principle audience matching. And audience matching is the most important thing to get right to get the algorithms to help you. For example, if you make 10 videos in a row about NFL football, the algorithm is going to be pretty sure that your 11th video will be about NFL football. That means it will feel more comfortable blasting out video 11 to NFL fans, people that want to watch NFL content. Those NFL fans in turn are then really happy with the algorithm because they're getting served things they want to watch. So they watch more, share more, like more, and then the algorithm works to find even more of those NFL fans. Simple enough. This is an example of a good audience match. But if you make your first video about NFL football, and then your second video an NYC vlog, and then your third video about YouTube strategy, the algorithm has no idea what that 4th video is going to be. And so it's scared to put it in front of people because it won't know who will like it. And this is an audience mismatch. So all you need to do to get the algorithm to help you is to pick a single topic for a single audience and stick with that audience for a long time. The more you do this, the more it helps you. The less you do this, the less it helps you. There's obviously a ton more nuance that we can get into about this, but really it is as simple as that. If you optimize for your audience match, the algorithm becomes rocket fuel. So again, this is the playbook. All you have to do to guarantee growth on social media is these 3 steps. First, make valuable videos for a single audience avatar consistently for 12 months. Second, get a healthy percentage of those viewers down the fan funnel and to convert into superfans. And then third, activate the social algorithms to work for you, essentially turning them on so they supercharge your growth. If you do this for 3 to 6 months, you will be at 25 to 50,000 followers. And you can repeat this until you're as big as you want to be. Once you've gotten big enough, you can start monetizing on that channel, and then you can chill, grow, or move on to the next channel. And this is all you have to do. And the bar is extremely low because nobody can focus on serving a single audience for a long time. Now, before I wrap up the video, let me just walk through the 3 reasons why you're gonna fail with this, even though I just gave you the full playbook. And obviously, I'm sharing these to help you avoid these mistakes. The first one is you don't have the willpower, patience, or focus to put in the work for 12 months necessary to do this. And I actually can't help you solve this problem, but I'm assuming if you watch this video and you got this far, you don't fall in this bucket. Now, the second one is you have the willpower to do this, but you just don't have the time. And all of my free stuff linked below and the academy that I run for entrepreneurs, that'll help you do this and compress the time to get there the fastest. So if you have the desire, but you don't have the time, check down below. There's invites and free stuff for everything. And the third reason you'll fail is that because you just don't have the ability or knowledge to iteratively improve. And this means you have the willpower and you have the time, but you're just not getting better from rep to rep. Again, I solve for this in all my stuff below. It's all free so that you can get there faster. Coming up with the best ideas and going from idea to post, this takes a ton of time and practice. But the reason it's worth it is because it's just hard enough that not everybody can do it. Anyone can, but almost no one will because it's hard. And all of my videos on this channel are specifically designed to try to make this stuff a little bit easier. So if you need help, check those out. All right, guys, that's all I've got for this video. I know it was a jam-packed one, but hopefully this playbook makes it super simple to follow. If you have any ideas for what I should cover next, please drop them in the comments, leave a like, share the video, and until the next one, we'll see you guys then. Peace.